attack. Hibbert denies him at the rim. Block number 5 for the Pacers center. Oh, what a play.
Anthony got away from George, took it in, and Hibbert recycled the shot. He was in for a layup. And Hibbert with a spectacular play.
We had our chances. I mean, we came back and took the lead, and we just didn't make the plays coming down the home stretch.
Now they have to foul unless they're folding their tents, and they're not doing anything here.
What do you say about New York? Disappointing.
The Knicks season is over.
Another year and another Knicks team without a title. It has now been 40 years since the Knicks last won the NBA title, and we welcome in someone who is well aware of that fact. Oscar-nominated director and New York Knicks superfan Spike Lee joins us from New York. Spike, welcome to the show, and obviously our condolences here. How are you?
Well, nobody died. You know, it was a rough day yesterday. It was raining all day here in New York City. And, in fact, I was supposed to be in Atlanta yesterday. I'm a Morehouse grad, and yesterday President Obama gave the commencement speech. But I got back so late from Indiana, and I said, I'm not going to Atlanta. And I was feeling bad. And I left my house Sunday morning, and I went to my office at NYU where I'm a professor, and I found out yesterday was Malcolm X's birthday. So I watched Malcolm X, called up Denzel. Denzel. So after talking to Denzel, watching Malcolm X, I was good for the rest of the day. So, I'm cool.
Spike,
my spirits are lifted.
Spike, tell Denzel I said what's up. He's hard to find since his Lakers got bounced out, by the way.
Yikes.
But
I tracked him down, though.
That's right.
I tracked him down, and
right.
me and Denzel, he gave me comfort.
Yes.
And I was good.
Well, maybe you can give me comfort, Spike Lee, because obviously this loss was a bit devastating. I'd like to know the immediate thoughts that you had upon the loss. What were your feelings immediately after the loss about the game itself?
3 letters. WTF.
Oh, Lord.
Spike, I don't believe that. I believe you took it way harder than you're letting on here.
Oh, I did, but that was the flight back to Teterboro, Indiana. It was horrible. That's the longest flight ever. But here's the thing I like to say. I think the way this team was constructed, because you always got to construct your team to beat the world champion, which is Miami Heat.
Right.
But nobody thought about any of the Pacers. And so we were not constructed to deal with dumb dudes. They're too big, too strong, and they're young. So we were looking at Miami, but we were sleeping on the Pacers.
So, Spike, how much do you hold Carmelo responsible for what did and didn't happen in the fourth quarter?
Look, I think everybody's at fault. I'm not going to blame my man Carmelo from Red Hook, Brooklyn. I mean, look, he scored 39 points. He put us in the position to get there. But it just didn't happen. I mean, I think that we got beat. I mean, that's the way I look at it. We got beat.
As we reflect on this season, Spike Lee, I think about this AARP squad that was assembled, these old bodies that just couldn't give you anything. I think Mike Woodson did a good job. I think Carmelo had a good season, a great season. J.R. Smith didn't show up. I don't understand why, but he had a great regular season. But as you look at this squad, particularly the big men, if they were healthy, it could have been a different result. What do you think about looking at the Knicks organization and how they elected to assemble this squad?
Now, Stephen A., what did I say the last one on your show? Let's not use the word if in sports. I think it was the decision by Glenn Grunwald and Coach Woodson that they wanted to go with the veteran squad. And when you do that, you roll the dice. Kirk Thomas saved the season for us, but also in his career in that game against Utah, when we lost 4 or 5 in a row. Rasheed, my man, ball don't lie, he couldn't get through the season. Marcus, he was there.
Was he?
And it rolled the dice. It's like it didn't work out.
So Spike, has the window,
especially against the youth of the Indiana Pacers.
So Spike, has the window closed on this team?
Just let me say this real quick. Sports is so tricky, and karma, momentum can switch on a dime. I remember when the Knicks were up against Miami Heat, were winning the game. Charlie Ward and P.J. Brown get into it. The whole team gets suspended. We lose. We're killing the Celtics. We're up 3-0. And then the JR elbow. Everything turned around from that moment. Everything.
You're driving me crazy
flipped
right now. You're driving me. You're acting like you've inhaled and you had a Zen moment, and all of a sudden you're calm. I mean, how can you be this way, Spike? I'm trying to vibe with you right now, but I don't feel like you're even there for me right now. What is going on with you? I mean, this is how it is. You had a Zen moment. You spoke to Denzel. All right, a Zen moment, and then all of a sudden you all right. I mean, what is this? What is this?
Here's the thing, Stephen, as you know, when you love your team, no matter what we think Cub fans think, they haven't won since 1908, but they still love the Cubbies. You got to go with it. I was 13 years old, May 8th, 1970. I was at the Willis Reed game. I was there. My father took me to the Old Garden. This is my team. You just got to roll with it. You don't have to be happy about it. But we got to do some moves. We're going into our 41st year without NBA championship. This has to stop.
40
years. It has to stop.
40
and here's the thing, though. The players should know this. They should look at the roof of Madison Square Garden and look at that banner and see it says 72-73. And they should know they have to do everything possible to put another banner up there, so we can't do no dumb stuff.
Maybe they need to get rid of the banners and act like it's just been so long. They weren't even born the last time there was a banner hung up in the rafters. Maybe they should get rid of the rafters altogether so you can be nothing but just space up there with bars, whatever it is, holding up the daggone ceiling. And maybe if they don't see any banners up there, maybe they'll feel more compelled to deliver one. How about that?
I have a better idea. They need to speak to Earl Monroe. They need to speak to Walt Frazier. They need to speak to Patrick, John Starks. They need to speak to Bill Bradley. They need to speak to Dean Meminger. They need to speak to those guys, to that great Knick team.
All right. I really appreciate you being here and sharing your Zen moment. I don't necessarily know if it is working on Stephen A. Spike. Do you have any words of wisdom for him?
I don't want to hear anything from Denzel either. He's a Laker fan.
Here's my last. Hey, when Denzel goes, when he's at the Laker games, he wears a black hat and that NY is in black, so you don't see it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Stephen A.
Yes.
Orange and blue skies. Orange and blue skies.
This is what he texted me with. This is what he texted me with all the time. Orange and blue skies.
You know, I want to leave Spike with one clarification and correction here. He started out by saying nobody died. Stephen A. Smith died on Saturday night. Now, he came back to life. He got resuscitated.
He's not the only one.
But he died on Saturday night. He was gone for about 15 minutes, I think.
was near death, but I came back.
Okay.
All right, listen, I appreciate you. No one died. Let's put it in perspective just this season.
Listen, he had to ride in a private jet back to Teterboro. I was on commercial delayed for about 4 hours before I got. Maybe that's why
You died.
He died. Spike, give him a ride next time. Spike,
You died. I'll talk to you later.
You are a pleasure. Welcome to
have
the
a great show.
anytime. Thank you so much. We'll catch up with you again, you guys. Coming up next.